Strategic Vision: America and the Crisis of Global Power by Zbigniew Brzezinski. If American foreign policy falters, there will be no country powerful enough to have a hegemony over mankind. Asia has seemed to have learned from European foreign policy over the last two world wars that coercive rivalry outside of its jurisdiction will have a detrimental effect in the region. If America abandons its pivot to Eastern Asia, China will expand its sphere of influence economically rather than by force. Since the dramatic boom in infrastructure, China seems to have excess capacity, which will be funneled into economic development outside of its borders, like the One Belt, One Road project. America must choose whether in the 21st century there will be a superpower as an unrivaled country, but unable to unilaterally lead countries. Alternatively, America can have world hegemony in a revitalized West, but without having 100% de jure command over foreign policy. To diminish foreign entanglements, a new world order should be created based on the European model for countries who share cultural affinity. Russia have a good leader in Putin. Russia, under his command, has a full employment and a population eager to participate in Western commerce to increase their relatively low per capita GDP. However, Western elites have failed in their duty to accommodate Russia in a global commons. Tragically, the partnership is lose-lose. Putin, as the leader of Russia, should be asked what he realistically wants from the commercial perspective. Then steps should be taken to fulfill that criteria. After those steps have, hopefully, succeeded, Western and Russian diplomats should come to an accord regarding the Middle East and Syria in particular. A global initiative should take place to resolve the Israel-Palestine conflict. Steps should be taken to evacuate all Palestinians from the homeland and give them refugee status in Europe, America, Russia, and Middle Eastern countries. This act of goodwill should be fostered on to create further reconciliation in the Middle East. In fact, this step should be the first of many in the process to create a Middle Eastern Union. A Marshall Plan for countries ravaged by war should take place. This should incorporate the free movement of people from the West, inasmuch it will create an equilibrium of Western and Middle Eastern people living in respective societies congruently. A French, German, Polish Weimar Triangle should play a role in the reconciliation between Russia and Poland. Russia would recognize that Europeans are serious about reconciliation and amicable partnership. If this happens, then a Bandanza of commercial activity will take place in Russia. It would be a matter of time when Russian and European symbiosis will integrate fully in a collective unit. Similar hostile patterns in Far East between China, Korea, Japan should be encouraged to reconcile by the United States. According to Steven Pinker, this current era is a time like the Renaissance period in Europe. The world has become much more peaceful, even though the ability to kill people by the army has become far easier. Similarly, the digitalization of some of the economy has awakened the masses, which has increased anger because the Gini coefficient is increasing every decade, and there seems to be no solution in sight to share the wealth. Trade wars and class warfare feed each other like hand and glove. A society structured the same way, the Scandinavian economy seems to be the solution to avoid conflict. Don't forget to subscribe to view similar videos in each week.